anytime we come from a fear mindset, a lack, scarcity mindset, we're going to unconsciously look for life to fill us. So we're going to look for the relationship or the job or the food to really nourish us. And we've all gotten what we wanted in our lives, and it still wasn't enough, right? We temporarily were satisfied, but if we're moving from this unconscious lack, nothing outside of ourselves can fill us. And so we have to work it at a deeper level. And I know that this thought can paralyze us. It can actually feel extremely personal, but it's universal. Because religions and myths have been trying to explain this through story for centuries, and yet it's still here. And so I want to help you work it at a deeper level so you can really take your power back and experience your wholeness, the radiance that you really are. Underneath the perception of lack, ironically, is the experience of our wholeness. When we're no longer willing to move away from this sense of lack and try to have the world fill us in some way, we just be with and embrace all parts of ourselves, especially this sense of not good enough, we actually experience our wholeness. So who would have known, ironically, that not enough is the gateway to our fullness? And when we're courageous enough to actually breathe into and allow this experience and allow the feeling of not enough, we experience what's underneath that, which is our wholeness. So I realized this when Deepak Chopra's YouTube channel asked me to be an expert coach on their show, and I was terrified. Of course I said yes, and I just had to be with all this paralyzing fear that came up because I never met these two people that now I'm supposed to coach and have a beautiful transformational session with strangers just coming to my office. So literally they were in my office as I was in another room feeling paralyzed with not good enough and like, how am I gonna do this? And I practiced what I'm preaching. I literally was just scanning my body, letting myself open and breathe into this sensation of not good enough and letting it be here. And actually by embracing this part of myself is when I discovered that that was the doorway to experiencing my wholeness. All it was looking for was my love and attention. And it didn't take that long. And I let myself just be saturated with acceptance for where I was and just courage for saying yes to something that I wanted. And ironically, not only did it cleanse through my body and mind so that I was present, that was exactly the invitation I gave them in our session. And it was powerful, it was beautiful. But because I had offered that to myself, then I was able to invite them into the experience. But if I hadn't have done that, I would have been in my mind thinking I wasn't good enough and trying to prove myself and make the session amazing. While instead it was just an invitation just to meet that part of me that didn't feel good enough. And so I just want to share with you an invitation that this feeling of not good enough is simply looking for the loving presence that you are. It's simply looking to be met and acknowledged, and that's it. I want you to know that you are bigger than any definition the mind could put on you. Your radiance is too big for any concept. And as you embrace any feeling that comes up, you can experience and embody this more fully for yourself. And so again, just if lack or not good enough comes up, just know that it's innocent. You can be this loving parent to this misunderstanding, just this feeling that's looking for a hug. And as you do that, it moves on and you don't have to get gripped in comparison and shame. You can really take your power back and just notice that it moves on. So that's why my work is always about supporting people and using anything that comes up so that you can feel your inherent wholeness and from there play full out in the world, but redefining the game so that it really aligns with what your true intentions are. And so I want that for you. I would love to hear from you. Let me know how this goes. Share any insights or tips or things that you're committing to when this comes up so you can really use it to get free and more fully live your life.